Good morning. I am Jan Cercone, of course, at Sound and Light Healing Arts. And I probably should be having a big red background today. I often tend to work with colors, even subconsciously. But I'm wearing green, which is color of the heart and healing the heart. And our topic is something that if we don't heal it and we don't work with it in a conscious way, we end up hurting our heart, draining our life energies, and squeezing our heart up in such a way that it can't get the blood, and we eventually will have heart disease. First it's sadness. First it's anger, absolute anger. Now I gave away our topic for today. Angry at everything. Angry at our parents, angry at our upbringing, angry at society, angry that life isn't meeting us. And this red chaotic energy will just stay there until you make some decisions to pour something on it, to pour some new information, light, make some shifts, make some changes. And sometimes we would rather stay angry for long periods of time because it's easier to be angry than to face the fear of change. We are such creatures of habit. So now we'll go back to the sadness. Because our emotions, they're a scale. And if we keep this intense feeling of anger for long periods of time, we can reach a state of demoralization. What's the use? Why should I even get up? And that's the vibration we put out to the world. And do you think anybody wants to meet us or greet us or serve us or partner up with us when we have that? Absolutely not. So about that time, you feel very sad. There's a great disappointment. There's a feeling of being let down. But actually, you have let yourself down. And you have lost connection with your own inner feeling world, which will always tell you when you need to make some adjustments and tweak and change. So often people in this spiral will turn to addictive substances because then you don't have to face the original anger, rage, because it's so big. In our society, we have so few ways to really move through it appropriately and safely and sanely. Some cultures, they do. So the answer for this addiction, when you get to that edge of overeating, and I know you're all thinking, oh, I'm not an addictive person, but if you really looked, there are ways that you buffet that feeling. Eating, evading conversations, pretending. We can really move ourselves into a life of delusion and excuses. So the answer to overcoming the addiction is, they just did a study on this, human connection. Human connection is when you trust the other person to be yourself, and you can trust that being yourself is safe. So this begins to unwind this pattern of withholding, separation, and addiction, and going back into the feeling world. So it's like you have the rage and you go out a long distance and you create these insulations, and the way back in is to go back in through the root of pain. Now, good that you don't have to actually suffer and repeat the patterns, because we can isolate the original rage or anger as a vibration. Now, many of us were raised in a society where a child's feelings and needs were not recognized as important, and it was the mother's schedule, and it was food that wasn't even healthy. There was quite a bit of abandonment, or the other just as negative, suffocation by the mother. So what this builds in the child is a sense of helplessness, hopelessness, no identity, and it sets in a rage of how dare you. And all this is set before we're 18 months old. And then it's absolutely permanent by the time we're 3. Again, these are vibrational shields and decisions and beliefs we have put together. So as we go through our life, we have experiences in high school and junior high, and some can be very traumatic. And we go back to that rage of being violated because it's a primal nervous system to protect ourselves. So contrast this to someone who has had a loving, sensitive, wonderful, safe, trusting environment. When that person goes to junior high, they will naturally not attract and not engage with those that are playing the fire game of testing, rage, and trouble. And so it's true that people who are healthy and are raised in trusting environments tend to pair up. And those that have lots of grist to work out, rage and control and anger issues, attract each other. So I am proposing that we use the Be the Light unwinding vibrational process so that you don't have to keep attracting or avoiding relationships which are painful to the core because they bring up the original feelings that we had with our parents. Now, the problem is much of this is unconscious. And we think, oh, I had great parents. Well, looking at the social norm and the fact that as you get older, your parents do learn, but those young, nervous parents absolutely often have the same, they say the sins of the parents come into the child. So we can change that, and we can change the entire patterning of your life, and we can also put that energy into the lineage. So let's begin this meditation working with the vibration of anger. I felt it was important to discuss some of the historical causative nodes of anger so that you could understand the importance, gravity, and the causation factors. Okay, so let's begin the Be the Light meditation process. It is very simple, 3 steps, and we will begin. Take a deep breath through the nose and out through the mouth. Take another deep breath through the nose and out through the mouth as we begin to ponder and imagine what this emotional field of response to stimulation that is known as anger. It is a rush of chemicals of flight or fight. It is a pushing away. It is a damming. It is a smashing down of something. And if we don't express it, it becomes an inner implosion. Our heart itself feels pressured. So our first approach to anger is going to be to relax the body before we drop into the causative factors. So at this stage of the meditation, take a deep breath through the nose and out through the mouth. We call in the unseen guides, the angelic realms, the beings that you trust to help you through these tougher spots in life. We ask to access the emotions and the trigger points in our physical nervous system now, related to inflammatory responses, anticipatory slights from other people, which we even get excited if we sense our trigger could be pressed. We are so complicated. We are bringing this all to our conscious awareness now. Take a deep breath through the nose and out through the mouth. We are asking that we remove the armor and the shield of protecting ourselves from feeling anger in this moment. And we safely allow the feelings, the inner pressure of anger and rage, unexpressed, to make itself known and felt in our body now in a very safe, gentle way. Take a deep breath through the nose and out through the mouth. And just feel how your body feels. Perhaps it feels heavy. Perhaps your shoulders feel tight, your neck and your heart. And now focus on the positive thought that this yoke of heaviness, this fibrous, thick energy that shuts off life forces, is now available and transparent. And I can't use the word willing to shift because we're not quite there yet. So we're going to use the process, the intentional process of relieving the gravity, the tension, and the physical stress of anger in our body now. And what we do is we simply call in the higher powers and we use our creative imagination. We imagine that the Creator is formulating a beautiful orb of re-registrating energy that is perfect for your nervous system and your brain functioning and your belief system. We let this ball of light, this orb come, and we let it simply just rest lightly over the top of our head. We simultaneously are registering and feeling the tension, the red blood, the coursing, the endorphins. Take a deep breath, and we make an intention now that we are willing to surrender in a very trusting space, that what is coming for us is safer and better than this girding, this fearful girding that has held these emotions in. So ask yourself, do I feel safe enough in this moment? Am I willing? Can I say yes? So let's begin. Repeat after me. I ask and intend to deeply and profoundly acknowledge that I have a residue of unexamined and unexpressed anger due to my life, normal path and circumstances. Take a deep breath through your nose and out through your mouth. Repeat after me. I ask and intend to surrender and release the physical manifestation of anger in my body and the pressure that it has caused me. Take a deep breath through the nose and out through the mouth. It's interesting, but I can sense that there is a little bit of resistance. Will I be safe? The anger, in some ways, is a protection. Anger keeps people from getting too close. They can't suffocate you if you're using anger as your shield and as a threat. Take a deep breath through your nose and out through your mouth. And imagine how it would feel to have a tender, vulnerable openness about your energy field. Would that feel nice? Just imagine it. And maybe that will help you with your willingness to let go and to surrender. And the key is you're asking me, will I still feel safe? Okay? Repeat after me in your mind. I ask and intend to release the fear that I won't be safe if I let go of anger. It has protected me in very interesting, subtle ways for quite some time. But I'm now choosing another path to relieve and resolve and dissolve all of the functions within my physical body that emotional anger has brought on. Take a deep breath through your nose and out through your mouth. Excellent. So the patterns of living that we have created, being with other people, losing our right and our willingness and our sense of safety to speak our truth for our needs, the times that we have just shut up and put up with other people at the workplace, times when our boundaries have been violated, when our needs have not been considered at all, the times when we have been dehumanized. We are now willing to take a very deep breath and to let all of that tension and all of that built up anger of being marginalized and unseen and not important and invisible in our society and in relationships. We're letting all that rage kind of bubble up. Pretend your body is like a little bottle of soda pop with that tight little neck, and we are just using a can opener, and all that bubbling pent-up anger now is starting to bubble up and just fizzle and become like dissipate out in a nice little gaseous stream. Oh, feel your body just letting it go. Decompress. Let go. We are deregulating all those little important rules of don't express anger. This is not safe, it is not civil, and it is not what is acceptable. So we are doing it in this vibrational way, and we are letting go. We're letting all of these little bubbles come up, okay? And I'm sure there's still a lot of layers in there. So now we focus back to the orb of light over our head. This magical, all-knowing source ball of light made just for you. Take a deep breath through your nose and out through your mouth. Let this ball of light now begin to melt into your crown chakra. And as it does, it meets every little bubble that's coming up. And you know why these physical bubbles are coming up? Because you are commanding your body to do so. And you have decided to release, and the rest is all happening. We don't have to know how. The cells, the muscle, the tension of the tendons, we don't have to know all the details. We are commanding the process of releasing the bubbles of tension within our entire being to simply rise to the light, to rise to a new experience, a new choice of relief. Take a deep breath through your nose and out through your mouth, no matter how deep it is, no matter how far back the injury is, even as an infant of being ignored or mishandled. Take a deep breath through your nose. This is helping this little germination activity process of the bubbles coming up. Let these bubbles come up. Deep breath, and if you need to make a little sound, oh, excellent. Yeah, it's really good. Let me make sure everybody is muted here on that part. Okay, so go ahead and make a little sound. Oh, release, release, release. So now you're open. Your crown chakra is open, and this ball of light can come down. And it's like a remedial therapeutic blend of the perfect colors and vibrational energies that are just now drenching down into your brain and your nervous system and your neck. And any little bubble that's hiding is now sought out by a particle, this vibrational light, so that you don't need to hide and you can't hide. Every single little bubble is being popped, and you are relaxing and letting go. There's nothing you have to do. It's like a vibrational retooling massage. Now, let this energy go deep into your back muscles and let all the bubbles of tension be popped and released now. Deep breath through the nose and out through the mouth. We let all the tension around our jaw and mouth, the tension of not speaking our truth, we let it relax and go now. We let the back of our neck, especially the atlas area, the top of our cervical spine, we ask and intend that all tension and misalignment be redesigned and healed and realigned to your highest good now. Take a deep breath through your nose and out through your mouth. Excellent. This feels great. Oh, we might not have anything to clear later because we are just bubbling it all up. This feels so wonderful, and we're going to continue. We feel a lot of heaviness on our shoulders, so we ask and intend that we go right in, zero in on all that muscular tension, that sense of carrying things and doing things we don't want to do, ways we don't want to be, other people's advice, parents' training. We ask and intend to release all our feelings of antagonism, anger, and stuck energy off of our shoulders, all that pressure. We are simply letting it burn off now. We're letting it go. This high octane formula of source is bathing your shoulders with a new energy that doesn't allow the heaviness to stay. Now we breathe in this energy into our upper chest and we let our ribs begin to shimmer. And we let this beautiful encasement area of our heart gently open. And we let all this energy flow into our heart, where we are doing a beautiful, it's like not like a real surgery, but it's an energetic removal of the old little arrows and shards of anger that have never been dealt with. We're letting this vibrational formula just pull those arrows out and fling them back out into the universe. So we are releasing any defensiveness around anger. We are releasing any old unresolved profound rage that has kept us in avoidance patterns. We are releasing all experiential patterning within our body related to anger now. Take a deep breath through the nose and out through the mouth. And go ahead and imagine a green color, a nice refreshing green color, coming in and filling your heart and replacing the old with the new. Regenerating beautiful, nourishing green. Excellent. Okay, so the heart is up and running. It's kind of like a miracle grow solution, and it's beginning to send out new little tendrils of energy, of hope, of new potentials. It's not avoidance pattern, it is one of curious experimentation. You can go back to your childlike state of openness, without judgment, without fear of a coming experience. Open and relaxed. So all of these juices are running through our body, and we are becoming very, very deeply relaxed and embodied. And let's go ahead and clear the actual traumatic incidents from our timeline now. Take a deep breath through your nose and out through your mouth. We ask and intend to line up all the people and places and things energetically and safely in our lives that have violated us and caused an emotional reaction of anger, despair, or rage. we now can, from this neutral, loving, divine space, acknowledge the value of that experience and of that person stepping forward to teach us more about ourselves. We now dissipate and release all angry feelings towards any other human within our life experience now. Take a deep breath through your nose and out through your mouth. We ask that these energies be cleared from our conscious and our subconscious and our cellular and our intracellular memory. We ask that we replace this energetic form with a new sense of release and gratitude and softness and levity. We are letting it go. We are blessing it. There's so many reasons things happen to us we don't understand. So we are letting it go and blessing it. We replace this old energy and patterning with a sense of peace and neutrality. We ask that our heart and our nervous system be reset to a vibrational calm, trust, and peace now. Excellent. Take a deep breath through your nose and out through your mouth. Beautiful. Now, we will focus on a major traumatic experience. We're feeling safe enough now to drop in that we have held somatically and energetically and in our etheric energy field for quite some time. We take this almost mortal soul wound and we take it out of our body and we address this experience. We extend light from our heart out on this experience and repeat after me. I ask and intend to release the severe trauma, sense of betrayal, and resulting feeling of not being safe in my body. I am releasing this old energy from this trauma, from my upper palate, from my throat, my neck, my eyes, my chest, my abdomen, my sexual organs, my arms, my hands, my legs, my feet, and the top of my head. I am commanding that this energy of despair and profound helplessness that I experienced in this trauma is now completely, permanently lifted out and removed from my energy systems now. Take a deep breath through your nose and out through your mouth. Oh, good. Repeat after me. I ask and intend that a new replacement energy come into my body very deeply, that is nurturing, that is loving, and is safe, and allows me to be whole and healed in a healthy, authentic way that I've been longing for. I allow this to be complete and full now. Deep breath through your nose and out through your mouth, and just as like a little wiggle, a wave of new energy through the body of energy. This is happening in real time. It is very powerful and real. So let the energy just continue to wave, especially through the brain, all those little circuitry in there. We ask and intend that all of this be balanced and integrated within all of your systems over the next 3 days. So we ask that you drink lots of water and that you have a very gentle, safe, sensitive environment created for you to regain your sense of balance, wholeness, and deserving to have the life that you are so deserving of. Let these energies bathe down out the bottom of your feet. Let them ground into the earth. Anchor them in powerfully. For you are claiming your right to be here, to be safe, to experience human love, divine love, and all the joyful experiences that you can conjure up in your creativity. So let the earth energy come up and bathe you. Let it come in and nest in your heart and melt with this new divine intention field that you've created. Let it go out all of your cells. Let it just spring out into the world, through your eyes, out the top of your head, back up to the Creator, powerfully and solidly. You are here. You are accounted for. You are standing in your column of light. And so it is. Thank you for joining me today for this meditation. Be the light. Be sure to put a beautiful, golden, resilient egg around your entire energy field. Golden, kind of rubbery, so that everything bounces off and you are feeling completely whole and rejuvenated and safe in this bubble. Thank you for joining me today. Wednesday morning, Be the Light Meditations. I am Jan Cercone at Sound and Light Healing Arts. Thank you.